everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Moreno. In this video, I want to tell you guys about what happened with my son and his school. First of all, I have to tell you that the school has been very good. But in this time around, there was something I noticed. And I'm telling you guys this story so that other parents will learn from it. My son is in year 5, which in Nigeria is equivalent to primary 5. I noticed something because I assist him in doing his homework, his assignments, things you can do to help out as a parent. So I do those things myself. So I noticed something in the books because every day they come home with different books to read. He reads that you have to comment wherever he is struggling. And I noticed that as time goes by, I noticed that the books he comes home with in the same level of the books he's been coming home with since he was in his year 2. And then I started observing the color codes because I didn't notice that they were using color codes. Some books color codes are easier than some other books color code. By the time I understood what was going on, I then noticed that the same level of books that my son was coming home with when he was in year 2 was the same books he was still coming home with in year 5. And I'll give you an example of this book. It's got to do with just like it's books that goes with just one sentence per page. One sentence per page. My son is in year 5. He is 9 years old. How will you be giving him books that has to do with one sentence a page? So I believe that he has passed that stage. I observed that he has passed that stage. My son is somebody that has speech language when he was younger. He was followed up on and he improved. He is now very good. Now, the books he reads helps him as well. About 5-6 months ago, I noticed that his speech and understanding started declining instead of improving or being where it was. It was then I started trying to find out what caused it. And then I noticed that there are other color code of books that he will come home with that had more sentences. They were kind of mixing them, but more of the color code of one sentence per book. Then I didn't notice that since he started coming home with such color code books, his understanding started declining. His speech started declining. So I knew that those books were affecting him because he was no more learning to improve. And he was not even learning to be at the level where he was. So I had to confront the school about this. They told me that the color code he was bringing home was different from the one he was reading at school. The one at school was a step up more than the one he was bringing home. I didn't trust that. I need to follow up with the type he was reading at school so that one, I will know what goes on at school, and secondly, I will assist him in those things to see that he was good. How will you be doing something else at home and you tell me that he comes home with another one that brings his understanding and speech down? So that explanation wasn't okay with me. To be honest, I did not even believe it. I believed that the code he was coming home with was the code he was still using at school. So I had to go further. I had to fight further for it because, hello, this is my son we were talking about. I then asked them to explain to me the color codes according to levels. They said, okay, they will get back to me. I went home, I started Googling it. It wasn't exactly making that kind of perfect sense to me. And when they rang me, they told me that the color code in each year class differs. What is lower in this year might be what is higher in the other year. So I need to know what is the higher code in year 5. They couldn't tell me the exact. Then the staff I was meeting with them told me it wasn't something that she could just explain and give me the color codes and it goes like that. No. I said, okay, since the staff is finding it difficult to explain, let's now go with my own understanding of it. That is my time. That is what I want. She said, no, that they had to be according to what goes on in the class. I said, no, to the best of my knowledge, I don't believe that my son was on the same color code with the rest of the kids in his class. Okay, before I went there, I've already observed and made my own research, and from the kind of books he brings home, I knew the colors that were better and higher than some color codes. So I then told her that this is what color code I wanted. And then I told her, henceforth, never you use this color code for my son at school. And when he's coming back home, don't you ever give him this color codes. I will not be happy with that. I want the levels from so color codes up. And then they said, okay, we'll see what we'll do about it. So since then, my son has been coming home with the higher levels of the color codes, which has so many sentences or stories in different pages, not just one sentence in a page, which was fine with me. And then my son was doing great there. And note, this is my son that every day he goes to school, he gets an award of either 3 golds or 5 golds. And on Fridays, he makes it to captain table. There are some weeks he maintains being on the captain's table for 3-4 weeks on a row. Now, how come he's just like this? And then since they went to the upper level of the color codes in the book readings, just in a week or two, I started noticing that my son's speech started improving massively. His understanding started improving. His communication with people started improving, which was fine. And then a few days ago, they had parents meeting at school. In the parent meeting, the teacher told me that my son has been improving massively in class. And she noticed a lot of improvement in him few weeks ago, which they were all glad of. She went further to specify to me that when my son started year 5 with them, that his reading knowledge and understanding was the level of a child in year 2 and year 3. That within the last 3 weeks, my son's reading and understanding is now at the level of year 5. Okay, then I had to remind the teacher that that was my own fight that brought that up. Because if I hadn't talked that time, my son would have still been on level 2, level 3 reading. But because of the confrontation I had with them 3 months ago, you now see the outcome. She said, yes. Thank you, mommy. You did very good. I appreciate you for that. I said, well, you're welcome. And at the same time, I was doing my own job as the mom. And since then, my son, the books my son comes home with, another level of color code reading, that he comes with books this big for him to read. And I keep asking myself, how does he understand that? Then when I go through that with him, sometimes he's not able to finish reading the books, because it's not only one book. It's not only one book he comes home with every day. Maybe 4, sometimes 5, sometimes, and out of them, 3 of them will be like this big. But that's the kind of book my son is now reading and understands, even if he doesn't finish reading it that day. This boy on his own wakes up 2 hours before the time we wake up in the morning, just to finish reading the book from where he stopped the previous day. So what I'm saying is that I know we parents are very busy. We are busy working, having our own time and all that. Let us please have time to give our children that attention. Look into what they are doing, especially their schoolwork, to know how they are progressing. You can never have 100% trust on the people you leave your children into their hands. So as parents, please, let us be mindful of what our children does, and let us assist them with their homeworks. See where they are doing better and where they are not. Know how to tackle it. If you feel it's something you have to meet the school about, feel free to meet the school about. They are human beings. Everybody there is approachable. Talk to them. Tell them where your concerns are. This is what I have to say here. If you like my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share so that it will get to other parents and they will learn from this. Thank you very much, everyone. See you soon.